Peace and love, family and friends, naysayers, whoever. My name is Leon Wheeler Jr., and this is Master Making in Motion. And today's brief talk will be about organized religion. This is a real sensitive subject matter, a subject that I, in all honesty, wish I didn't have to address. However, because I'm a strong believer in what I believe, and I'm sharing what works and what has worked for me yet far. I have to dab into these conversations because, again, my purpose is to uplift, to motivate, and I want to see growth. I want us to grow. I want us to mature, to become greater than we were yesterday, last week, a month ago, a year ago, so have it, so forth. So, I'm gonna start by letting you know, again, something about myself. Just setting everything up because I want you to have an idea about how and why I think and act the way I do, and where I'm at, and how I've got here, how I've derived at this particular point in my life. So, born and raised in the church, sung in the choir, did it to the best of my ability. Strong believer. Yet, I did what I did. I still was definitely a sinner, as the Christian philosophy goes. Definitely a sinner. Uh, but I followed the tradition of my family. When I got a little older, I consciously made it an effort to participate in church, and I did religiously. I can say without honesty, without a doubt, that I had spent probably 2 to 3 years that I had not missed a Sunday. Shut down shop on Sundays, uh, at least during church hours, I mean, without a doubt. And was striving because I've always believed that God had created me, that I was created to do a particular mission. So, I didn't mention the other day, but in the last episode, but at some point in my life, I also thought that I would possibly become a preacher. And maybe I am. And well, without a doubt, I am preaching my own doctrine, my own philosophy, based on what has worked for me yet far. I'm just sharing my life. I'm just sharing what worked for me and hoping that it can inspire someone else. Because again, I just want us to grow. I just want us to be the best we can be. So, back to it. I was raised in the church and became a sincere devotee based on my definition of what that means. Everybody has an opinion about everything, so I'm sure uh, I will get flack behind whatever I say from extremists. Landed in the penitentiary in 92, the end of 92, 93. I went to prison, and before prison, I embarked upon, still somewhat searching. Uh, I knew of the Nation Islam. I didn't want to join the Nation Islam at the time because some of the philosophy that they were speaking was contrary to my Christian belief. And I'll just drop that on you since we're here. We're kicking it. The belief system was Master Fard Muhammad uh, was God in the person. So it was suggesting that a man was God, and Christian philosophy went against that. In 92, Spike Lee's movie came out, Malcolm X. And I was inspired, totally inspired by it. I fell in love with Malcolm and his struggle. Wanted to follow the footsteps that he traveled, uh, with, minus the Nation of Islam. So, in my opinion, Malcolm became an Orthodox Muslim at the end of the movie and traveled to Mecca and studied and seen Europeans and other individuals that he had a negative feeling towards. He'd seen them and prayed with them in Mecca. So that inspired me. I talked to Saeed Muslims, I guess the Ansaris. They had a congregation on Grand River. I patronized their business and listened to them speak about their brand of Islam. Uh, it was different. I bought a few books, but I wasn't really a reader at that time. But I embraced, well, I'm not gonna say embraced. I dabbed into their philosophy. I couldn't quite feel it 100%. I listened to Dr. Ben's followers, Yahweh, Ben Yahweh followers, and listened to them talk. Because I thought I believed myself to be a tool created by God for a particular mission to help my people. I've always believed that. So I was open to listening and hoping to learn from other people's philosophies and things of that nature. End up in penitentiary, accepted Islam, followed Al Islam for pretty much 15 years, never missed a Jummah, changed my name, took Malcolm X name, which is Malik El Hajj Shabazz. I hadn't been on Hajj, so I took Malik Shabazz and studied. But in the process of studying, I found myself venturing out. I studied a little bit of, I think probably the first thing that fell in my lap was probably Siddha Yoga, which is a Hindu religion. I dug it. Wasn't willing to give up Islam for it because Islam had been shaping me yet at that particular point. This is probably 96. From that point, messed around and found some material from Bawa Muhajirin, which is a Sufi. Studied that. Man, I loved it. I loved it. From Bawa Muhajirin, I studied a little bit of Muslims from India, uh, Maulana Muhammad, who is the translator of the Holy Quran that the Nation of Islam used as their primary Quran that they read from. So I studied. I mean, and it got deeper and deeper and deeper because I was still trying to, but I stayed in the fold of El Islam because of Malcolm and the movie. My spirit, some type of way, was motivated by Wallace Dean Muhammad, Wharf Dean Muhammad, which is the son of Elijah Muhammad. And he became my imam. And to this day, I think he's probably the most underrated, greatest man that lived, in my opinion. He passed form some years back. And I still have the utmost love and respect for him. I think I have a picture of him up here. As a matter of fact, that's Wallace, Wharf Dean Muhammad. Beautiful man. Uh, Him and Farrakhan is pretty much the same age, and they went through their thing. And I'm definitely going to share that history with you down the line because it's our history. I think I spoke on that in one of my former videos. But anyway, So from that, I kept studying. Read the Bible a few times. Studied Siddha Yoga, which is Hinduism. Studied some Buddhism. Loved it. Loved it. I became a ferocious reader. Man, I was trying to read everything to inspire me because I realized, hey, you got 25 years to do. So, I mean, I always had faith that I was going to get out early, but in the event that I didn't, I wouldn't go waste my time. After the first 2 years, or less than probably the first 6 months of being in prison, I decided it's time to teach yourself something. It's time to learn. So I've been a student ever since, and I'm a student still today. I've told you all that I'm consider myself to be a self-proclaimed boss player, striving to become a master player. So this has been my life. This is what I've been doing for some time, studying everything I can get my hands on that would help me become a better human being. I studied, I made sure that I read the Catholicism because I realized the Christian church and the power that they had, so I wanted to understand their philosophy. I studied some of the concepts from some of the Hebrew Israelites, like I said, Binyawi them, so I read their information. Ansari Muslims, which was Dr. Malachi Z. York, studied a little bit of the more science temples of America, the circumcival with Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and I learned a lot from a lot of places. Now, I said all that to just say, and it's quite, I'm missing some things that I've studied as far as religion because I've studied some African traditional religion. I studied Yoruba. I'm familiar with Santeria. I've read a lot of stuff because I was, interested in becoming the best human being, and I was like, I wanted the best from everybody because I know nobody. At one point, I got to a point that I realized no one had the complete truth. That no one had full ownership on the absolute. That I figured was truth to be found in a lot of places, and I made up my mind I was going to get the best out of everything that was available, and that's what my mission entailed. So, with that said, again, this was my particular. I used the word soul's journey, sojourn, seeking some peace for myself, and somewhere around probably 98, 99, maybe 2000. I ran into a book called Conversation with God. That book probably was my opening for real. I read, I can't think of this book right now, Course of Miracles. I read everything that was positive, that I thought was positive. I even tried some things that other people might probably look at as negative, but I'm a student. I love information. I love knowledge. I love it. I love to grow. And I can talk about a lot of things because I've read a lot of things. And, I don't go on record to saying that I'm a master in anything. And the only thing I want to master is myself. And I want to help young brothers master themselves and young sisters to master themselves. Because I think that through all my studies that God is the only reality, and I see us all as an aspect of that reality. That God is actually living Himself or herself out through us. So in actuality, we're gods. You know, even if we're doing a negative thing or positive thing, but I didn't want to go down there right now. But anyway, deal with the religion thing. So through my spirituality, I've come to believe through some writings that I can't say exactly who said it, where it was said, but it was quoted that spirituality teaches you how to think and religion teaches you what to think. And that's been the reality that became crystal clear to me when I started listening to, paying attention to what I was reading in the religious books. They were seemed like they were had like some fear tactics. They was trying to put you in, make you feel obligated to do and live a certain way. And it was coerced by fear. It was fear taxes, saying you're gonna go to hell and all of this type of stuff. And I was started saying, wow, man, that's some deep stuff there. And so after a while, I started looking at religion as, man, religion it seemed like it's really a tool to control you. And spirituality is something to free you. And I feel free. I feel better now that I accept myself to be a spiritual individual. And I can honestly say, I think I'm, I hate to sound, I don't mean to sound like a hypocrite or nothing, but I feel more free than I've ever been when I was studying and claiming to be under some religious philosophy. I feel free. So the religion seems like it's somewhat of a prison to me. And the biggest part about this is after a while I started really paying attention, and it came to me that, well, the Old Testament, the Torah, or the Old Testament, was a book written to empower Jews. And I'm not going to say the Philistine Jews, which is black people. I'm going to say the European Jew. So this book was written. So I'm going to believe the author were Jewish white folks for the most part, and it was written to empower them. So it was there. That's for them. That's this. This is my belief. This is my philosophy. This is what I've come to believe. Christianity is for more of the modern white man. Definitely, excuse me, for the white men in North America, because they definitely benefit from that philosophy across the board. So Christianity is for the white man. Islam is for the Arabs. Now these are the major three religions on the face of the earth: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. What is the black man's religion? I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna drop this on you. And this wasn't a planned conversation. None of this was planned, but I believe, without a doubt, reading books by some of the black scholars, because I've read 1,000 books. They got a book out called what is the name of the book? Stolen Legacy, and it suggests that our belief system, the belief systems that modern man has documented and written, was stolen from black people in Africa. Let's just say primarily from Egypt, but I know it's way more deeper than that. We'll just say from Egypt. They stole this information. Well, I'm not even gonna say they stole it. They were blessed to sit in the chambers with black people, with black priests, spiritual leaders, spiritual individuals, pharaohs, possibly, divine entities, and they took that information and ran back to their own places and claimed it as their own, rewrote it, remarketed, and called it whatever they wanted to call it, which is religion for the most part. So, so we have people like Diodorus, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. I can't think of all the names. I've read so much. These individuals talked about sitting in the company of these black people and learning from them. And yes, black people, and Egypt was black. and they learned from these people, and they rewrote the history. You know, the stories and the names changed, and they stole it. Well, and I'm calling them a thief from the perspective that they claimed it was like it was original. But in all honesty, you can find where they say where they got it from if you really want to know. If you want to know the truth is there. You might have to dig because every year they bury it deeper and deeper because they don't want you to know who you are. So, but it's there. So, uh, so in my opinion, and my overall point is to suggest that, and it's unfortunate. I hate to say this. Well, maybe I shouldn't say I hate to say it, but because it's a fact, in my opinion. Religion is probably the worst thing that happened to African Americans, to black people, because it wasn't for us and it hasn't benefited us. You may feel good, I think Wharf Dean Muhammad said we were sensation seekers. So it may make you feel good, momentarily, but it don't give you no real power. We don't own anything. We don't, we're not in control of anything. And that's because we don't have anything. I mean, what we're claiming don't belong to us. So my position is, I've I've through my research, I've took the best of everything that was able to learn, and I apply the best to myself. And I can honestly say that, yeah, I'm a work in progress, but I am also the evidence of what change looked like, what change sound like, what change can do and have done for me. And I'm not trying to suggest that I have a patent on anything because I don't. But I'm trying to patent me. And if I can patent me, and that's what I'm in the process of doing, I want for you what I want for myself. I want you to be able to patent you. I want you to become the best individual that you can become. Because in my philosophy, in my belief system, we are one. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to really wrap it up. I believe that the only real existence, and it's because this is what I choose to believe, the only real existence, the only one existence, the only existence that exists is God. God is I don't believe in nothing else. I believe that everything, for the most part, I struggle with this because I've been indoctrinated like everybody else, but I believe that everything that exists is actually God manifesting himself or herself as each and every one of us. That might be too deep for you right now. And I don't mean to create no animosity or, unfortunately, that's what's going to happen through this talk. I'm sorry to, but I'm wise to realize, I'm wise enough to realize that it's going to happen. Because I'm going to say some stuff that's against our traditional teachings, and we get stuck. And we will kill and destroy anybody or anything that goes against what we believe. I've seen it time and time again. I may have been guilty of it myself on some level. But thank God I pay attention. Oh, thank God. I pay attention to a lot of these things, and I can go back and say, "Wow, that's not right. That's not right." So I'm gonna end by saying that I have become who you see now. Who's talking to you now, Leon Wheeler Jr., is not the same man that was in the 80s, in the 90s. The 2000s, I've been, I mean, I've been just been a transformation, and I've fallen short even in the 2000s. That's because the world, in my opinion, the negative pull on things is overwhelming, and I became a victim to that too. but I take full responsibility. But in all honesty, I can say that I am the best that I've ever been in my life. I am more compassionate, more loving, more considerate, and I've never been an ass kisser. So, but definitely not going to be that now. And I'm not a boy toy. I can't be. I'm not like a yo-yo. You can't yo-yo me up and down. So I know I'm going to be disliked for a lot of things I say. I just want you guys to know that I just want to see us grow. And that's what my channel is about. It's about offering motivating, inspiring conversations to make you, which is me, be, I love that word, be, the best that we can be. That's what it's all about. That's what I live for today. I know I owe. I owe the ancestors, those who came before me, and I'm doing my due diligence to give back through my books, through this podcast or YouTube channel. This is what this is about. So I'm hoping that you can embrace me, and if you like what I'm talked about yet far, I mean, I ask that you follow the channel. You know, subscribe to it, like it, and send this video to whomever you think may benefit from it. I'm here for us. I love you. I'm in love with you because I realize who we are. And for those who can stomach it, I'm going to call you by your name. You're God made manifested in human form. This is God's world. This is God doing this thing. Man, I'm not talking no real supernatural, no. But in being this, you have to first claim this position. You have to acknowledge it as a reality and strive to be it to the best of your ability. That's why I love the word be, because be represents being the best you can envision, that you can possibly be. So, with love and appreciation and all the good things that you can come up with, I say to you, simply be.